Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So a very unconstitutional new law just took effect in the state of New York yesterday. That means that if you live in New York, just like California, you now have to do background checks for ammunition. And I knew this was going to cause a lot of problems because it caused a lot of problems in California. But just to be sure, I decided to call some shops in New York and see what type of experience they're having with the new system, with the fees, with everything that you need to do in order to make that transaction happen. And today I want to talk to you guys about what the shops are telling me. So let's get to it.
Right now, there's no phone system to call to complete the background check. The state says that will be up and running in October. Now, the site was briefly down for maintenance a little bit ago, but it is now back up and running.
Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into this. So again, if you live in the state of New York, as of yesterday, you have to go through a background check in order to get ammunition. Now, this background check is very similar to California's in the way that it's run because it's run through the state. So you give up all your information, that gets transmitted to the state, and then the state sends back an approval or a denial to the shop, and then you go from there. Just like in California, also run by the state. Now, when California rolled theirs out, it was a nightmare. It's still a nightmare to this day, but it was a even worse of a nightmare in the very beginning. Lots of false positives. People who shouldn't have been denied were being denied because there was an address change or, some misspelling or just whatever it was. People were being denied. Even people who were current law enforcement officers in California were being denied, and so they were not able to practice their Second Amendment rights. It was a mess. I mean, the systems were down constantly. The background checks weren't going through the right way. And that's exactly what I expected out of New York. And it turns out that's exactly what is happening in New York. So the first shop that I talked to was in Buffalo. And he said that his systems have been down for about half of the day today and half of the day yesterday. So it's very hit and miss. That means somebody's coming in, they want to do one of these transactions, and they simply can't get in the system to do the background check at all. They're giving over their information, but there's no way to transmit that information to the state, and so they're basically left with nothing, and they have to walk out empty-handed because, well, the system's just not working. And that was the same from pretty much every shop that I talked to. The system is crashing, the system is down, the system's not working. And so you have people in that state who are, again, not able to participate in their Second Amendment rights, and their Second Amendment rights are being withheld from them because of this computer issue and a poor rollout of this new law. Now, the other issue that people are having, again, is false denials. Not only that, but extensive wait times.
Luckily for me, it came back in like under a minute. There was a gentleman that was there for an hour and a half. Filled out all of his stuff before I got up there. His was still processing.
So if you are approved, it's about a 10-minute wait from what I'm hearing. So it could be up to about 10 minutes is what I'm hearing. So you have to do the transaction, then you have to wait around. So you wait around for 10 minutes, and then it comes back and it's approved, and then you can finish your transaction. Now, if it is having problems, you can wait up to 2 hours. So that means that you run into the shop real quick, you fill out all the information, 2 hours later, you are still standing there waiting to hear whether or not you're approved or denied. So there are people who are being delayed, people who are being denied, and some people are able to get approved and get out of there no problem, and then some people who aren't able to do anything because of computer system issues. Now, I talked to another shop in Brooklyn. I gotta be honest with you, it's been a while since I talked to anybody who was that mad over the phone. I mean, this guy was irate. This is affecting his business directly now for 2 days. He is having computer issues, system issues. He's not able to get in to do the background checks. People are upset about the fees. There's a $2.50, or he told me there's a $2.50 fee associated with this, and that's for each transaction. So if you have a customer come in and they get a box of one thing, and then as they're walking out, they realize they forgot to get another box of something else, well, that's a second background check. That's a second $2.50 fee. That's a second time period of waiting. And really what this is all about is trying to discourage people from doing it at all. People don't have the time. They don't have the extra money. I mean, nobody wants to go through that process. And so again, I believe that this is all about discouraging people from attempting it to begin with. And so there's a lot of problems in New York right now. And just like in California where we have a lawsuit, there's a lawsuit going against this one as well in New York. And, hopefully it gets overturned, at least at minimum for now, an injunction to stop this from happening because I mean, if you just look at the basics here, is that you are infringing on people's Second Amendment rights when they're not able to practice that right. And ammunition is protected by the Second Amendment. It's essential to the overall function of the arm. Therefore, it is protected. And so by denying people that portion, you're basically denying them their Second Amendment rights. And so to me, it's a blatant constitutional violation. I don't see any other way around this, but it was no surprise to me that out of all the shops I talked to, everybody was upset, everybody was angry, and everybody was experiencing pretty much the same problems. System issues, angry customers, wait times, and everything else that we've already been through with the state of California. So it's a tough one. And, you know, these things, sometimes when the lawsuits are filed, they take a long time to actually get any results. But I'm hoping, like I said before, maybe a temporary restraining order or an injunction can be put in place while the case actually goes through. We'll see what happens, but I think that if people who are denied were to speak up or maybe write the FPC, write the GOA, let them know what your story was and let them know you were denied and for what reason, whether it's a system issue or a name issue or an address, it doesn't matter. Whatever your reason for denial was, let them know about it so that they have information available to them when they file this lawsuit, because they can't just simply say, when they go to file a lawsuit, they can't simply say, hey, look, we think people are having this problem. They need actual testimony from people who have had the problem. So again, I think that that's really important. You know, find out what their email is, go to their website and email them and let them know what happened to you. I think that's the best way to go about it, and I think it's the best way to add a little bit more information to the fight to overturn this and stop it from happening. Because again, if it's happening here, it's happening on the left coast and the right coast, and it's going to start moving its way in. You're going to see more states start to adopt it. So we have to stop it where it starts. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know about that absolute nightmare that's happening over there, and I wanted to let you know some of the stories that the shops told me. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.